First of all, Charity Ngilus sounded so emollient, so reasonable, and there are some who believe that the handshake is becoming an umbrella for governors fleeing corruption charges implicated by the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate. The report says that more than 80% of former and current governors are facing jail terms. Has it provided a shelter for them? And do you view what happened to Moses Kuria as fundamentally unhealthy and unhelpful?
It's unhealthy in a democracy. It's unfortunate. Moses Kuria is no saint, so he also dishes out the same. But two wrongs don't make a right. Madam Ngilus' tone was wanting. Her approach to show that kind of level of intolerance was wrong. The BBI caravan will be going around this country. All these politicians have followers. Moses Kuria has followers in Kiambu and Gatundu. We must not practice the cheap politics of sycophancy, where every time a governor or a public official has issues, they have to overtly demonstrate their loyalty by shouting louder than the next person. I've seen Nyoro, they're hardly 2 days old. We also have a misunderstanding of what power is in this country.
Okay.
Power is not strength and might and muscle to bully and harass.
Okay.
Power is also compassion. Power is also patience. To understand what the issue is, to be very civil and diplomatic and provide solutions. Because at the end of the day, as Mike was saying off camera, you know, our children are also watching this.
Yeah.
And so what message are we sending to young kids who are watching, someone who's a head boy in school, and he feels, you know what, I'm a head boy.
I need to do that.
I'm going to beat to death the Form 1 who disrespects me. We also must not have this level of insecurity where the president demonstrates that he's very, very hurt by some MP abusing him. He's holding a public office. I get abused on social media every day. I don't care. You don't know me. You don't know the president to abuse. You don't eat his goat. You don't know his mom or his family, his wife. So some of these things, you know, and in fact, I know we don't have a lot of time, but I challenge you, especially you, Ayub, I know you like to read. Go and look at the discussion that was had by Mirugi Karaoke at the time, in Kibaki's first year of presidency, where they sat in cabinet and the Security Council raised an issue, which later, this is all documented, where later the president, His Excellency President, called Mirugi Karaoke, then I think Assistant Minister Internal Security, and asked him, by the way, who is Ndolo? The discussion had been about Ruben Ndolo. And Mirugi told him, Your Excellency, Honorable Ndolo is Mheshimiwa wa Makadara who abused you, etc., etc. And you know Kibaki's response, and I'm not Kibaki's lawyer, I'm not here to defend him. Kibaki said, but surely, gentlemen, why must you bring some of these things to cabinet? That is a non-issue. You don't know Kibaki to abuse him. That's a non-issue. It's like me saying I can have a fight here in Hebrew because a cameraman has abused me. Are you kidding?
Okay.
There's nothing there to warrant this level of madness. We must learn those lessons.
It's democracy.
And we must be tolerant and we must have democracy. If you go and fight everybody who... Kimani Ngujiri was complaining that the president has come to his gate with 1,000 policemen. That's not necessary. We must be mature. We must move forward. President Uhuru is much larger than Kimani Ngujiri will never be. He's the son of a president. Hakuna mtu anaweza kukutukana to warrant all this madness. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, Kidi Mwaga, 1.5 minutes each, and Mike equally.
One, violence of whichever kind must be frowned upon because, one, it erodes the beauty of engagement. That said, I must say that it is also incumbent upon Moses Kuria and every one of us to always speak out against violence. But it must be remembered that it appears to me that it's the tiger that Kuria had fed that had turned back on him. Because this is someone who threatened an entire community with things that we cannot mention on national telly. Violence of whichever kind must be frowned upon. Going forward, you also said that how do we lift our people out of misery and poverty? I must say that formal state sector jobs continue to be shrinking year after year. And therefore, it is incumbent upon this government and next government and future government to learn to invest on, create conducive environments for ordinary people to enterprise. Because that is where we would be able to absorb the rising numbers of graduates. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Mine will be very, very brief. 3 things. One, when I look at the Kitui debacle, I have 3 things to say. One, we cannot glorify violence, because when we glorify violence, we shall be leading society the wrong way. We have families, we have friends, we have relatives, and people who look up to us. If a governor can say that somebody apigwe in a live event, atolewe,
and a mom at that, she's a mom.
That's very bad for this country.
She's not
because that means we are glorifying violence. 2, the BBI brigade, by what happened in Kitui, they are now creating victims where there are none. You see, now Moses Kuria now is the victim. And that is, probably that is what Moses wanted. Now he's a victim. Now he can do his politics. Clearly, you saw what happened to me in Kitui. They made me sit on the soil. It was not even grass. He sat on the soil.
He humiliated me.
Humiliated me. That is that is quite something. The third thing I want to say is, when you allow such sideshows like harassing people in your meeting, you know what you inadvertently do? You make your big issues to get overshadowed. So today, what was the takeaway from Kitui is the beating of Moses Kuria. It is not anything of substance that was discussed at that. Because somebody miscalculated and harassed Moses Kuria at that rally. So we don't know what was discussed.
But as much as
we are only discussing the Kuria thing.
Crowds are always gullible, sometimes you get renewed faith in humanity. Because with the Moses Kuria incident, it is all the crowd that was there that said, no, 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 return him, na apewe kiti. It was a crowd. How they reasoned that way, I don't understand, but it was extremely impressive and must be commended.
And hope.